I want to cover the exact process of how I manifested $1,000 in 24 hours because wow, it was crazy. So if you have not listened to the episode I had with Reese Evans, that was called Manifesting Your Marketing Success. I believe that's what it was called. And right now off the top of my head, I can't remember the episode number. Sorry about that. But it was a great episode and a lot of you guys have commented on it. Well, if you heard the intro of that episode, I said, I did not believe in manifesting. I thought it was a bunch of crap because I hear all these people that say, oh my gosh, yeah, I manifested X amount, or I'm manifesting 6 new clients, or all this crap, right? And then a month later, what do they have? Like nothing. Because I thought manifesting does not work. It's just a bunch of people that say, oh, I want this, and then they just sit on their butt and expect it to happen. And it just drove me crazy. Because a lot of you are probably see this as well. And I know I've seen this a lot in the entrepreneur space where, you see a lot of these lives about manifesting and how you just attract everything and everything just comes to you. And I mean, you know my brand. My brand is all about planning, taking action, getting clarity, having a vision, being a CEO, like not manifesting. And so that's the big reason why I thought this was a bunch of crap. Well, I decided after talking to Reese taught me through it. She said there's this thing called the law of action. Now that's what I'm talking about. The law of action. And she was talking to me about how the energy levels really, like how the energy levels work, like how you're emitting energy and what the universe is bringing back to you. I thought that was so interesting. And so I wanted to try it out. And, I've been manifesting a lot in my business since that episode recording. I mean, I'm telling you, if you have not listened to this episode, go listen to it with Reese Evans, Manifesting Your Marketing Success. It's amazing. But the big thing was this. I didn't believe her. Then I decided I was going to start this whole manifestation journey. Well, I started off and I was like, okay, what do I want to do? I want to manifest $1,000 in 24 hours. That was my goal. And I was like, first I need to believe it, right? So I've moved everything over to Kajabi. Little background. A lot of you know that I was using Teachable, but Teachable's dumb and won't pay you after 60 days of purchases. So I moved over to Kajabi. A lot of you know that I absolutely adore Kajabi now. They're so fantastic. If you want to, I think it's up to 28-day free trial or something. It's amazing. Go to profitplanner.co/Kajabi. It's incredible. It's an all-in-one platform, webinar, email marketing. Oh my gosh, just go check it out. Go love it. There's actually a chat feature, so if you want to go sign up for the free trial at profitplanner.co/Kajabi, there's a whole 24/7 chat that they have on their website that'll help you get set up. It's incredible. Anyways, set everything up in Kajabi, my Sauna for the Entrepreneur, all my workflow shop, everything. So everything was set up, right? I thought, okay, this is my manifesting time. So now that everything's over to Kajabi, I wanted to do a kind of celebration. So I said, okay, half off of a Sauna for the Entrepreneur. That's what I was going to do. I was going to do a sell half off. Well, Sauna for the Entrepreneur is now $97. So I was going to do it for $47 or $49.50 or whatever that ended up being. Okay. But okay, whenever I decided I was going to manifest this, first of all, that is what, like over 20? Yeah, that's 20 people. That's 20 people that I had to get. And you would think, I just felt like my whole audience already had a Sauna for the Entrepreneur. Pretty much everyone that followed me knew about a Sauna for the Entrepreneur, had taken a Sauna for the Entrepreneur. I was like, oh, I don't know about this. So if you don't know what a Sauna for the Entrepreneur is, let me just stop there because it's basically the most popular program that I have on the market right now, where you can copy and paste my entire project management system and all the project that I have, how to do a color-coded calendar, all the advanced tricks and tips within Asana. It's fantastic. But most of my audience already has it. So first, when I started manifesting, my first thing was doubt. No way anyone would buy this to where I get $1,000. That's 20 people, and pretty much my entire audience already had that, right? Well, the second phase that I went through, so I definitely had phases when I first started manifesting. So the second phase that I went through was determination. Like, I am gonna make this work because my ideal self does not question herself. And right now, a lot of you know that I'm trying to get from a multiple six-figure business to a seven-figure business. And I'm trying to think a lot about who my ideal self is. And my ideal self is not going to question herself all the time about making $1,000. I mean, come on. So that was something that I was working through, mindset issues, and just thinking, okay, who is my ideal self? My ideal self, she believes in herself and she executes and she remains calm during launches. She does not overcomplicate everything, right? And a lot of us tend to overcomplicate things. I'm just gonna raise my hand right now. So me. So that was something that was my second phase was, okay, determination. Now my third phase was, oh my gosh, how can I do this without spending any time preparing? Because I literally decided that I was gonna run this sell maybe 12 hours before it actually happened. Like no time to prepare at all, right? I just decided, well, let's do it. So I created some graphics, posted on Facebook, went live a few times. How can I do that without premiering any material, no big launch, and I still expect 20 people to buy to get $1,000? This is crazy. Like, this does not logically make sense. Like, none of the numbers actually worked out to where it logically made sense based on my reach, conversion percentages, like nothing. So the logical side of my brain was getting frustrated with myself. I'm like, this stuff is not real. Why are you trying to do this? And so anyways, I don't know. Can you guys relate to that? Have you guys ever asked yourself, or have you guys ever tried to manifest something and you thought there's no logical way this is going to happen? Why am I even doing this? This is so stupid. I don't know if you've ever gone through that phase of manifesting, but let me tell you, I did. That was a big phase of mine. And I kept going back to that because it just did not make logical sense. Now, the fourth phase I went through was, I need to just believe that the money is going to come to me. Like, the money will come. I will accept the money. You know, a lot of times, I'm in a mastermind right now, and a lot of the big issues when it gets to where you're making over $10,000 a month, you're trying to scale to multiple six-figure, seven-figure business, it's, do I want to grow? Like, am I okay with growing? What is growing going to do for my life? What kind of mindset issues are about that? Do I want to accept more money? Am I blocking money from my life? I mean, all of those things go through your head. And that was a big thing that went through my head is, okay, I just need to accept the money. It is okay if everything's not perfect. I deserve the money. I deserve money because I've worked really, really hard on this program. I just redesigned everything. I rebuilt some of the videos inside of there. So yeah, I just need to go for it. Like, I need to accept this money as it comes to me. And the fifth phase I went through is let the belief sink in to every single cell of my body and act as if it's already happened. So what I did with this is I told my husband, yeah, I'm going to make $1,000 today from a program that I'm selling. I'm doing like a half off sale. It's going to be super fun. And I kept telling myself, and I told my dad, hey, yeah, I'm making $1,000 in 24 hours because I'm doing a super fun, cool launch with just like a half off Asana for the entrepreneur thing. Like, I said it in a way that this is super fun. First of all, that's the phrase that I use. This is super fun launch. So I made myself make it fun because that's what I told myself in my brain. Second of all, I am going to make $1,000 in 24 days. It's not, yeah, I'm hoping to. It's like, no, I am going to do this. This is going to happen. And, you know, that's something that just shifting that language alone helps me so much. So, for instance, for me, you know, right now I'm trying to say, you know, my business will generate $50,000 a month by December. That's one of my things. And at first, it did not logically make sense. Like, I'm looking at this now, and it did not logically make sense for me to make $50,000. My assistant and I, we looked at all the numbers, and she said, you know, you'll have to reach these numbers every single week in order to hit that. And then plus, that's not even including churn rate. And I freaked out. So I'm like, there's no way I can hit that. Like, no possible way. Then I thought, okay, back up. I can just do the amount that I need to do. And one of my friends was like, well, why don't you just go to $30,000 a month? I'm like, but no, I need to fund my software company. I do not want angel investors. I'm going to get to $50,000 a month. That's what I needed to do. That's what I had in my head. I'm going to do it. And then I realized I need to release the control of how that money's going to come to me. So yeah, I'm planning it all out with my profit plan for sure. I think that is so crucial, but I'm also letting it be flexible. This is a little bit off the topic of manifesting this $1,000, but I think this is important and a little bit of insight into my current manifestation in my business. But I think it's important to just release the thought of how that money's going to come in. So, for instance, I thought I could only scale through an automated webinar and JV launches. That is so not true. There's a million other ways to scale my membership site, to scale my one-on-one services. Like, what am I doing? I am limiting myself. I am limiting myself in my mind, and that is not what a good CEO does. So thankfully, I hired the most amazing person on my team, Crystal, who helped me realize, oh wait, I can market it in this way. That is way more passive, and all it requires is networking. Well, I'm really good at networking, and it's not JV launches, so it doesn't require my time. That's amazing. So we found all these different solutions that once they're set up, they can go on autopilot and just bring in that $50,000 a month. So anyways, that was a huge mind opener for me. And that was something that just happened, a big mindset shift that just happened in the past 2 months. Going off that topic though, going back to the manifesting $1,000, I really had to just believe that the money would come and let that belief sink into every cell of my body. And again, just shifting that language, I cannot even tell you how crucial that is. So the entire launch, let me go through. So that was the pre-manifestation phase. Well, not really pre-manifestation. Anyways, that's kind of what I did to prep myself and all the phases that I went through mentally. I wanted to make sure to cover that because it's super important to know that if you've ever tried to manifest something and these thoughts have gone through your head, you are not alone, okay? You are so not alone in this, and all those thoughts went through my head as well, and probably even worse. I just kind of backtracked in my mind of what all the phases I went through, but I mean, it was definitely an emotional roller coaster because I had never done anything like this before, and anyways, okay, I'm going off topic again. So the launch happened along these lines. So I went live a few times in my Facebook group and on my Instagram. I believe it was two times on my Facebook and 2 times on Instagram. And I sent out 2 emails. And by the way, I sent out 2 emails to a cold list of about 4,000 people. And only 1 person bought from that because I had not warmed up my list for this launch, and I'm just going to be like super honest about that. So just because you might think that sales come from a place, that does not mean sales are going to come from that place, but do not lose hope in that. Still just say these sales will come. I'm not sure how they will, but they will, and I'm going to make this happen. So just wanted to give you a little side note on the email thing. Yeah, sales did not come from that, even from a list of 4,000. And yes, that does say a lot about my list, and I am sorry. I am not the ideal person to look up to when it comes to that. Now, I'm strategic when it comes to the automation part, but whenever it comes to warming up and nurturing, I do a lot more of that on social media. So I am working on that. Do not be too disappointed in me. Okay, it's a work in progress. Everyone has things that they're constantly working on in their business, and that's something that I'm revamping next month, or this month. I think in 2 weeks I have it on my schedule to revamp it. So 24 hours from the time that I started this launch to 24 hours after, guess how much I ended up getting? $750. I didn't hit the $1,000 goal. And I was really upset because I thought, and I do not want to sound like, oh my gosh, I only made $750, but I was testing this out, right? So I wanted to make sure that I hit $1,000 because that was super important to me. And so 24 hours later, when I only hit about $700, I was kind of bummed, to be honest. Well, I went to sleep, woke up, drove to the office, because at that time I still had my agency job. So I drove like an hour and a half to my office, sat down, opened up the computer, looked at my Kajabi sales, and I hit $1,254. So I manifested over $1,000, and yeah, it was 36 hours instead of 24, but I think that it's okay. The universe gives us wiggle room. Manifestation doesn't have to happen exactly like that. But I think it's important to think like, wow, like it doesn't have to happen the way we think it's going to happen. As long as we believe it, it's totally okay. So, yeah, that's my entire story of how I manifested over $1,000 in 24 hours. I think a lot of it was energy. And I know this is getting super woo-woo. You may not believe in this. You may believe in this. I'm not sure. I know a lot of you profit planners out there are definitely in the manifestation world. You're meditating. You're doing some more of those woo-woo things that are really connecting your mind to your soul. And I think it's so important to take care of our mind as CEOs. But you know, this story did not happen perfectly. I didn't actually hit $1,000 in 24 hours. I hit over $1,000 in 36 hours. So it's important to note that it doesn't have to happen like you think it's going to happen. But the big thing is that you believe in yourself, and then you also apply the law of action. If I never would have went live, if I would have only sent out those 2 emails and I would have been a little bit lazy, yeah, I would not have made those sales, right? And so it's important to say, yeah, you can manifest, but the law of action is super important. You cannot just sit on your butt and expect it to happen. Okay, now I want to know a little bit about what you've manifested. What are you manifesting right now? Or what have you manifested before that has just really been eye-opening, that has really been transformative in your business? I would love to know, or something that you want to manifest in the future even. Whatever that is, I would love to hear it. I know that I've actually heard a few of your manifesting stories, and they've been so great. I always love hearing those. But while you guys are putting that in the comments, I really just want you to know that you can manifest anything at all. For instance, last year I manifested my Europe trip. And when I say manifested, I kind of believe these are interchangeable in a way. So I know a lot of people that are actually know what they're doing in this area, they would probably disagree with me. But like, speaking things into existence, I think is so important as a business owner, because that's us telling the world what we want out of it. That's us telling the universe, look, I demand this because I know I deserve it. For instance, the Europe trip that I took last year, I've never traveled overseas before, and I kept telling people, yeah, I'm going to Italy. Had we booked the tickets? No, but I knew we were going to Italy. I believed it in every fiber of my being. I was speaking it into existence, and guess what we did in December? We went to Italy and France and London. So this is so possible. This is so possible, guys. Just speak whatever you want into existence, and if you don't know what you want, that's okay too. That's okay. And if you're in the Profit Planner Lounge, go through the first 2 phases of the 90-day profit system, and then that will really help define an evaluation looking back, and then also your vision looking forward, and it'll give you some really good question prompts to think ahead. But think of something like how you want your ideal life to be. So what I tell people that are kind of in a funk and don't really know what they want their life to be like, I think, okay, so for instance, I know Celia's watching right now. So Celia, whenever Celia wakes up in the morning, what time does Celia want to wake up? What does Celia want to do as soon as she wakes up? Does she want to drink a smoothie first thing in the morning? Does she want to work out? Does she not want to work out? Like, how does that look for Celia? Or does she want to only work 4 hours a day? Does Celia want to travel 6 times a year? Like, what does Celia want? That's what I want you to ask yourself. What does Kyrie want? What does Melanie want? Okay, Melanie says, I also agree speaking things into existence is super important. Yes, it is so, so, so important. And just whenever we say what we want out loud, it's as if you're telling the universe, and the universe, you're becoming a magnet. You're becoming a magnet and an attractor for what you want in your life. And I think that I have really come to, this has been such a new experience for me, and that's why I'm podcasting about it. And I know I am not the best person to be talking about this. There are like Reese Evans, Liz White, like all these amazing entrepreneurs that know way more about this stuff than I do. But Reese Evans has really opened my eyes to the power of manifesting, to the power of the law of action, to energy sources, and all these things that we can really tap into as business owners, and get on that book. I don't know. I'm just so excited about the possibility of all of this stuff. For instance, another thing that I'm manifesting is a software company. So a lot of you guys know that I want to start a software company, but I want to create a multi-million-dollar software company that helps people profit plan and do project management. So I'm working on that right now. I've spoken into existence my programmer, I've spoken into existence the design work, my UX design developer, like all these amazing things, I've spoken it into existence and I've manifested it. And then I've just been I've been open to this possibility, and it's attracted all this thing to me. And I think a lot of people have these blocks in their life that are, and we don't think we do, but we really do if we look deep down. Like, what are we reacting to in a negative, harsh way? Like, that really defines what we are blocking out in our life. And so a lot of people could even be blocking out success because we're scared of success. So we're afraid that if we're successful, we have money, our family members might come out of the woodworks and want to take it. Or we're afraid that maybe our husband or our wife might want to take half of what we're making right now. Like, those things are real. Very, very real. And so it's important to really dive deep. I think a lot of scaling a business is work of diving deep and making sure we're really aligned with our current business, with our current vision. And a lot of you I know are lacking some motivation in your life and in your business, and that's tough. I see that all the time. And I think if you are lacking that motivation or that drive of going forward in your business, a good thing for that is setting goals. What do you want to manifest next? Really define what that manifestation looks like in your life, what you're trying to head towards, and that will give you that drive, that will give you that motivation, and that will inspire you to take clear action. And that's what we're going for here. Action creates clarity, and clarity creates the right kind of action, in my opinion. Okay. That is what I wanted to talk about when it comes to how I manifested $1,000 in 24 hours, even though it was over $1,000 in 36 hours, but I felt like that was a better way of explaining what I did. I hope that helped you guys. I hope it inspired you. I hope it encouraged you to manifest something of your own and to know that you can speak into existence whatever you want for yourself and for your life, and you are deserving of that. Melanie says, I'm going to book myself out for the next 3 months. Oh, I love that, Melanie. I love that. Yeah, so what Melanie's going to do now is this week, she's going to say, yeah, I'm getting booked out for the next 3 months, starting next week. And I have clients constantly coming to me, and she's going to submit this energy to where that's going to happen, and she's going to attract that in her life. And I think that's super important. And a lot of you that are in the Profit Planner Lounge know that Reese Evans is going to be a guest expert in there and walks us through a manifestation, mantras, and a meditation to attract this kind of stuff in our lives as well. Brandy, I want to make $5,000 a month and find balance between work and life and have more fun with my kids. Brandy, I absolutely love that. And you know, I've been learning a lot about balance between work and life. And Brandy, I'm not sure if you're in the Profit Planner Lounge, but a lot of what we talk about in the Profit Planner Lounge is cutting your workload in half and hitting 5-figure months. So, I mean, that would be so perfect. But going through a profit plan and only working on the things that are right for you, that are actually moving your business forward, a lot of people that are not balanced, I say that in quotes, quote marks, air quotes, they're actually working on their business way too much, and they're working on the wrong things in their business that aren't actually making them money or moving their business forward. So I want to make sure, like, evaluate what you're actually working on and what your current vision is, and do those align. So if you have a profit plan, then you're good to go. You probably already have a daily color-coded calendar that walks you through everything, but that is so, so important and very crucial when it comes to finding that balance. For sure. Like right now, I'm actually kind of in this phase to where I'm only working 2 to 3 hours a day. And then for the rest of the time, like, what do I do? Besides recording podcasts and all this stuff. But I mean, I've outsourced a lot of stuff. I have no idea what to do. And so a lot of that is because of profit planning and the SOA method and everything I talk about inside the Profit Planner Lounge, which is great because I'm growing and scaling my business while I'm working way more than half less. Anyways, but I think that's super crucial. I love everything that you guys are manifesting. I think it's so important to set those future goals and to work towards them and figure out how to get those goals done.